Recently, I was in the stunning Palouse region of eastern Washington. I was on a photography trip to capture the breathtaking beauty of this unique landscape. The Palouse is known for its undulating terrain, which transforms to vibrant tapestry of colors throughout the year. The rolling hills were covered with wheat, barley, and canola fields, creating mesmerizing patterns that change with the light. As a landscape photographer, I was drawn to the serene beauty and dynamic compositions that this region offered, and I'm excited to share this journey with you. I first heard about the Palouse several years back from another photographer on YouTube I follow, who is based in eastern Washington and also conducts workshops there, and was quite fascinated by his images with the stunning rolling hills, vibrant colors, and unique landscapes, making it a kind of a paradise for landscape photographers. And I remember telling myself that I will definitely visit that place at some point in time. But then I got busy with other destinations and projects and life in general, and somehow it fell into the back of my mind. I recently came upon some images from the Palouse while browsing the net and saw some fantastic photographic artwork shot in the region. And quickly that old wanting of mine came back. And now that I live in Vancouver, I realized I'm just a 7-hour drive away from the Palouse, and the timing was also great. It was June, and it appeared that late spring or early summer is one of the best times to visit the Palouse, as the fields are lush green with crop. So I decided this was a sign from the universe, and I definitely need to go there now. So it's day one of my photography trip to the Palouse region in Washington state, across the border from Vancouver, where I live. Getting off to a slightly later start than I thought it would be. It's 11 a.m. already. I need to really get on the road now. It's about a 7-hour drive to Colfax, which is going to be my headquarters for the entire trip. And from where I'll be exploring Steptoe, Butte, the rolling meadows in around the Palouse region, Palouse Falls, and a couple other viewpoints. So hoping to come back with some good landscape images for my collection. Our journey began in Vancouver, heading south towards the US border at the East Arch crossing. As we drove, the anticipation built. So we are at the border crossing on the way to Colfax from Vancouver, waiting for a stamp for Leon. Leon's my videographer and assistant, helping me with my shoot. So we're both driving down to Colfax today.
First time to the US?
Yeah. We're just waiting in line. I think it's going to be a few minutes. So we finished crossing the US over the US border, heading south towards Seattle. Cruising through the scenic landscapes of Washington state. The drive to Colfax was approximately 6 hours. Changing scenery kept us engaged. We passed through lush forests, expansive plains, and charming small towns, each with its own unique character. I prepared for this trip just as I normally do for any of my photography trips. I did a bunch of research online into the best possible to get an idea of the best possible location to shoot from while I was there, and also had a look at the weather forecast. Everything seemed fine, and while we were deciding on which place to base my I had a choice between Colfax and Pullman. Between the two, I realized possibly Colfax was quite central to all the places I wanted to shoot during this trip, and that's where I chose to book my accommodation. Pullman came as close second because I had a lot more stay options, but I was lucky enough to get to stay in the Best Western in Colfax. While doing my research, I quickly realized that I would have to carry my long telephoto lens for capturing the landscapes in the Palouse. Because when you have such a vast landscape and with high vantage points of Steptoe, Butte, Kamal Butte, and some of the backwoods, I would need to have some way to isolate small segments of the to draw in and isolate small segments of the expansive landscape, so it could bring some coherence to the beautiful chaos that I expected to lie in front of me. So I decided to carry my telephoto zoom lens, the 150 to 600 the Sigma, for the L mount for my Leica SL2. And I knew that would be one of my primary camera systems for the trip. And for the wide angle and normal focal length shots, I decided to take a medium format system, the GFX 100 Mark II with a couple of zoom lenses, which are namely the 20-35 f4 and 45-100 f4. I also carried the normal accessories, filters, circular polarizers, extra batteries, my sturdy Gitzo tripods, and all my filmmaking equipment, which included the Lumix S5 and a couple of lenses, the Air 3 drone for aerial imagery, and the Oscar Pocket 3 for B-roll. I packed all these within my think tank, roller case, and my Mindshift gear backpack.
So we're on our way to Steptoe, Butte, National Park, to capture the landscapes around the Palouse area. Today is day one, and we kind of got delayed along the way, although we didn't take any long stops. But so we're kind of in a race against the sunset. The sun is setting there. We have about an hour and 45 minutes of daylight and before the sun sets, and it's going to take us roughly around the same time to reach there. So we just spotted this nice road out here with leading lines, and the sun is the right direction to create those kind of textures. So I thought, let's make the best of this light, and before we lose this light. So here with my Leica SL2 and the Sigma 150 600 mm, going to try and capture some compressed landscape images out here. So here goes.
After a long day's drive, we decided to not try and make it to Steptoe Butte and headed to Colfax, a small town nestled in the heart of the Palouse. Colfax served as my base for the next few days, offering a perfect blend of small town charm and easy access to the region's top photographic locations. The town itself is picturesque with historic buildings and a welcoming community. Shooting in a high dynamic range situation, I decided to go and get some bracketed exposures. Even though the Fuji GFX 102 has a fantastic dynamic range, I knew the situation would probably warrant some bracketed shots so that I can retain detail in both the shadow and the highlight areas. And after shooting for about 15 minutes at that location, we decided to head towards Steptoe Butte.
The long summer days presented great light for photography for about 2 hours around sunrise in the morning and again during sunset. But after that, the sun gets pretty bright and high up and the light turns harsh for most of the day. So the only real challenge was having to be up really early, around 4 a.m. in the morning, and be out late in the evening again till about 9:30 p.m. for a second session to capture the best possible images in the best possible light, and also to get back in time before the limited number of dining options in the place closed for the night. They usually close around 10 p.m. there, and then if you're shooting till sunset, which happens around 9:30 p.m., it's a tight finish if you can make it for dinner.
After the sunrise shoot, I decided to get up to Steptoe Butte, one of the most iconic locations in the Palouse. Rising over 1,000 feet above the surrounding landscape, Steptoe Butte offers panoramic views that are simply unparalleled. The drive up the Butte was winding and steep, but the vistas at the top were worth every twist and turn. As I set up my camera, I was greeted with a breathtaking view of the rolling hills stretching out as far as the eye could see. The interplay of light and shadow on the fields below created a dynamic scene that was a dream for any landscape photographer. I spent a good half an hour at the first vista point, marveling at the natural beauty that surrounded me.
So, in our morning journey to Steptoe Butte, we're almost there at the top. I just found this place where we saw a few other photographs stopped, and then found this lovely scene back there with the windmills and the rolling meadows. And the sun was just hitting the landscape in the right direction. So we stopped. I think we're almost done out here. I think got some interesting compositions. Just trying to get a little bit out of that bright neon green patch of grass out there. And once we get finished this, then we're gonna head on up to the top of Steptoe Butte to get a 360-degree view of the meadows. of the landscape here. Done with the scene. It's become flat. Then we go on top. Oh, it's just become cloudy, It's crazy. But it's nice soft light though, maybe might work in our favor. That's the challenge that comes with landscape and nature outdoor photography. You're at the mercy of the elements, and clouds are just coming out of nowhere. But let's see what we can do once we get to the top. I shot with my long telephoto lens, I shot with my wide angle zoom lens, I also shot with my standard zoom lens. Tried various combinations, both landscape and portrait mode, and I'm pretty happy with the images that I was able to get during this short trip there. So as you can see, we're here at the top of Steptoe Butte, here in the Palouse region of Washington State. As you can see here, the infinite possibilities. The sun is still low in the sky. You can see a lot of shadows forming across the landscape. There's so many different types of colors. Basically, the combinations are endless. So I'm just going to try and isolate a few interesting portions with my long lens and see what I come up with. It's so windy. My eyes are watering. as I get older, I'm more experienced. It's all about quality and not quantity. And if the light is not right, or if I feel I'm not getting the right composition, I would rather not click the shutter button. As compared to when I was younger, where I would just come back with 2,000 photographs from a trip. And now for this particular trip, I came back with 600 images, and I would be very happy if I get 6 high quality images which make it to my gallery from this trip. That's where my mind is at these days.
Beyond Steptoe Butte, there are numerous other points of interest that should not be missed. The backroads of the Palouse are a treasure trove of hidden gems, with old barns, rustic fences, and winding dirt roads that lead to unexpected vistas.
Couple of really memorable shooting moments from the trip. One was the sunrise shoot from midway up Steptoe Butte, shooting towards the windmills with the sun at a low position, grazing across the green and gold slopes of the rolling hills. And the second was exploring one of the back roads from Colfax that came up from this beautiful S-shaped road, going all the way to the horizon through the lush green fields of wheat. And that was the first time I flew my drone out there and got some great aerial imagery, both photographs and video.
The Palouse Falls, though a bit of a drive from Colfax, was another must-visit spot. This dramatic waterfall plunges nearly 200 feet into a deep canyon, providing a striking contrast to the rolling hills of the region.
The sun's getting really bright. So I'm at Palouse Falls right now. As you can see out there, it's a lovely waterfall here in the Palouse region, about an hour's drive from Colfax, where I've been headquartering since yesterday. This is day 2 and the second half. So first half I was out at Steptoe Butte, and I already made a small story on Instagram for you guys. So the second half, so it's around 6 p.m. by the time I've reached Palouse Falls, but it's too bright like I suspected, because sunset is only around 9:30. So I'm going to hang. The fall itself looks actually very nice because it's kind of recessed in this canyon out there. So it's fine, and the rock face formation around the waterfalls is good. But I'm just waiting for a little bit more character and color in the sky, which will probably develop as the sun starts getting low and starts setting. So I'm just going to wait around. Let's see how that develops. Cheers. My advice to photographers planning to visit the Palouse is to give yourself plenty of time to explore the place. I suggest at least 4 days and ideally around 1 week to get a feel for the place and discover locations along the back roads and farms, and to allow yourself to go back to those locations you make a note of when the light is right. Also be mindful that these are working and inhabited farms, and to respect the privacy and boundaries of private properties and not to trespass without prior permission.
Nestled in the rolling hills of the Palouse, just a short drive from Colfax, lies the enchanting Green Hollow Road. As a photographer, this stretch of rural America is a hidden gem that speaks directly to the soul. Green Hollow Road is where the landscape transforms into a painter's dream, with undulating hills that change color with the seasons. In spring, these hills were vibrant green, like a sea of emeralds, while summer brings waves of golden wheat ready for harvest. Early mornings here are pure magic. The fog gently drapes over the fields, diffuse light shots that every photographer dreams of. The silence is only broken with the occasional bird song, making it an ideal time to slow down, breathe in the crisp air, and connect with the natural beauty around you. I had a fantastic final morning shoot. I'm really happy and content from my photography this trip. So time to now pack up, check out, and head out back to Vancouver, and so that I can start editing and selecting my images and preparing them for print. Cheers, guys.
The highlights of the landscape are vast fields of wheat and barley and canola. The color palette is of vibrant green and gold and brown hues, and also bright blue when you have clear skies. Scattered across the landscape are old barns, silos, and farmhouses which add a lot of character and make great subjects for photography. There are many scenic back roads winding through the hills, offering endless spots to stop and take pictures from high vantage points. And I know I'm going to spend a lot more time exploring those back roads for my next trip there. Although it's quite difficult to choose any one particular place as a favorite, I must say that Steptoe Butte is a convenient location for the first time visitor to get a feel for the place and capture some great images from the high vantage point, as long as you have a good telephoto lens and proper long lens technique. I found myself drawn more to the back roads and the farms around the area more time I spent exploring the place. Palouse Falls is also a nice place to visit and photograph as long as the light is right. I also wanted to explore the small towns and villages in the area, but had to postpone that for a future trip due to shortage of time. The Palouse is no doubt a photographer's dream. It is challenging but also rewarding at the same time. There's something new to discover and capture in the ever-changing landscape.
My time in the Palouse was a remarkable journey, filled with stunning landscapes, charming towns, and countless photographic moments. As I packed up my gear and prepared to head back to Vancouver, I was already planning my next visit to this incredible region. The Palouse had a way of capturing the heart and imagination, leaving a lasting impression on me. Thank you for joining me on this photographic adventure, and I hope you've enjoyed experiencing the beauty of the Palouse through my lens. Until next time, happy photographing.